I'm Dr. Paul Deane from University College Cork in Ireland. I've been using Plexus for about 15 years now. I think we were one of the early adopters of Plexus, particularly from an academic institution. So about 15 years of modeling under my belt now at this stage. The story of Plexus is incredible. How the scalability of the software, the robustness, the resilience, the transparency. It's been fascinating to watch it from a small operation in terms of the company and the software itself, into an incredibly powerful tool for understanding the future. It's been really phenomenal. The early days Plexus was a limited capacity tool. It was very useful, but didn't have anywhere like the features of the usability that it has today. So it's really been incredible to see it go from strength to strength as it went from version to version. So my research is about thinking about the future, particularly thinking about the challenges of climate change, thinking about transitioning away from fossil fuels. And this is, I suppose, the core of my research. So Plexus really helps me understand the future, understand the risks, the uncertainties, and that's one of the really powerful aspects that Plexus is really good at. It's an incredible tool for not just looking into the future, but understanding the future, for understanding those risks, because if you can understand those risks and qualify them, you can reduce the uncertainty. If you reduce uncertainty, you reduce the cost. And if you reduce the cost, you increase the likelihood. So there's a lovely chain of thought from a scientific perspective, how tools like Plexus don't necessarily give us answers about the future, but they give us really strong insights. And those insights are incredibly powerful to have. It's simple. It's probably the best in class around. It's transparent. It's scalable, it's usable, it's incredibly well documented. And once you get a couple of weeks or maybe a month or two of Plexus availability under your belt, it's actually very easy to use. The software itself is very user-friendly. I think the challenge that a lot of people have is just the problems that they're looking at themselves, the system that you're modeling, but the software isn't a barrier to that. I really enjoy the ability to run lots of different simulations into the future. So it's like rolling the dice many times. So independent samples, the stochastics, the Monte Carlos analysis. You don't have to recreate a new model for every scenario in the future. So it reduces my workload, it reduces the work burden, and allows us to really understand vast levels of possibilities for the future. It's a great tool for exploring curiosity. It's an incredible tool for contributing to understanding of the future. And the wonderful thing about tools like Plexus is that when you have a tool that helps you understand the future, you can be proactive rather than reactive. And that's an incredibly powerful thing to have in today's world. Plexus helps me prepare for the future by helping me understand it. It allows me to understand what are the risks. Whenever we do modeling exercises within UCC, we always reflect and ask ourselves the question, what is the thing that would change this vision of the future the most? If you can understand those big levers, you're a lot of the way to solving that, because again, you can understand the risks and you can talk about managing those risks, mitigating those risks, and you can devote your attention to understanding those risks. So I think that's an incredibly powerful asset that Plexus has, is contributing to that understanding, and that understanding hopefully then will lead into action, not only at a personal level, but maybe at a social level and at a political level as well. Everyone's really nice. You know, it's really important to have good relations with people who you work with. There's a lovely culture and community, not only within the Energy Example company, but within the UGMs that we are at here today itself. You know, it's a lovely community of modelers. I always think of modelers as being like architects for the future. So we're bringing together all these architects together to talk about our challenges, our problems, our failures, our successes. And that's really important. Modeling can sometimes be a relatively isolated task, depending on where you are in work and in life. So it's wonderful to bring everyone together. We're all here working, striving towards the same goals, trying to address the challenges of the energy transition, trying to address the pollution challenges that come from climate change, and with a nice bunch of people, and that's good fun.